you. I want you to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to like me on Facebook. I'm Kareen Carlton. I want you to do that. And join me every Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Say 1, 2, talk it off. Every Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I want you to join me and tell your friends. Let's chit chat. Come on screen and share your thoughts with me, okay? 1, 2, talk it off. Remember to follow and subscribe and like. I'm Kareen Carlton. Happy Monday, everybody. Want to Talk It Off begins right now. Say hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
This is my daughter, and one day she's going to be doing 1, 2, talk it off. So make sure you guys pay close attention. Are you going to go meet Kai Kai now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Cassie.
Bye-bye, Cassie.
Oh, there you go. Go meet Kai Kai. Okay, she's got to derobe and take off her stuff. She got to take off all these stickers and everything else. Okay, guys, so thank you guys for joining me. Seem to be still scrolling there with YouTube. I'm not too sure why. But hopefully it goes live soon. So welcome to 1, 2, Talk It Off. This evening we are going to be chatting with Sandra Speaks. Not well with Sandra, but we're basically chatting about Sandra Speaks, okay? Hang on, guys. We seem to be still looping with, as soon as I press live, YouTube isn't going live. But anyhow, in the meantime, in between time, let me see what's going on behind me. All good? You okay? All right, bye-bye. All right. Close the door, Bubba. Pull it in. Thank you. Okay, so this evening it is Sandra Speaks. I don't know how many of you remember Sandra Bland. Well, Sandra Speaks. And I learned, it was about 2 weeks ago, I learned that she actually had, let me just see here who's coming on here. Hugh Cumberbatch. Hugh, would you like to come on screen with me and talk about Sandra Speaks? I would love to have you on here talking about Sandra Speaks. It would be great. So let me know if you want to come on. All right. So let me, first of all, hold on. I'm always rushing things here. Not always, sometimes. But, so let's just start off with, I think I have another visitor. Hang on now. Who's that coming in? Who's that? Hi, Kai Kai. Come on. Come on. Let's tell everybody 1, 2, talk it off. Come on, upsy daisy, rosy posy. Up, there you go. All right, cool. Oh. Now this one wasn't too ready, but nevertheless, my big boy. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And Mama's gonna talk about Sandra Speaks.
Yes.
Right. That was a mouthful, but it's got so much sense. He's gonna say yes. All right. So you're gonna go meet Cassie now.
Yes.
Can you say bye, everyone?
Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Oh, can I have these rainbows?
No, you can't have those rainbows.
Why?
Because I want them.
No.
Yes. You're going to go back downstairs with Gran.
But the one you can sleep in.
No Kai.
Bed.
No Kai. You're going to go, okay?
So, Mama.
Baba, please go. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Careful.
Okay.
Go on, close the door.
Okay.
Can you go down? Down.
Okay.
Down. Whoop.
Whoops.
Down.
Whoopsie
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie
Kai, you're making me late. Go on, go. Go meet Gran. Go. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye-bye. Leave my stuff. Close the door. Close the door.
Okay, so.
Close the door, please. Thank you. Just had to make sure because, you know, they just might come back in and say, hey, mama. All right, so. So Hugh says, it's okay. I'm not too sure what that means. But, yeah, so, you know, it's live. So we got a few interruptions, which is good. So before we go any further, like I said, I'm not too sure why why YouTube is still telling me that it's loading. So let me try this one more time and see if we can get this done for YouTube. We might have to start it all over again for YouTube, or we might just be able to post it to YouTube. I think that might just be the better thing. All right, so here we go, and let's see if it happens. Yeah, whatever can go wrong will go wrong, right? I'm hoping that soon I'm able to connect with OBS. It's not as straightforward as most people say that it is. But I'm hoping that I can do. Okay. Let's see what happens now. It's still scrolling. I'm not too sure what's going on with it. So we're just going to continue. Ah! It worked! So YouTube, you guys were just really long in the coming. Okay, YouTube. Alright, so let's get started with this thing. And get everything going right. Alright, now. So, one of the first things that I normally do. Mapalo Nick. Thank you, Mapalo. So one of the first things I normally do, I want you guys to work with me here. And I really want you to share the video. First off, this evening, like I mentioned, it's going to be Sandra Speaks. And we all know Sandra Bland. She passed in police custody a few years ago. 2 years ago. And believe it or not, it was more to her than we actually think. So we are, first of all, let's start off by sharing the program as much as possible. Share. Sharing is caring. All right, guys. So let me make sure that I get this in. I got my water handy. Okay, perfect. All right, so you just might hear me double talk for a smidgen of a second. Oh, there you go. All right, and that was that. So one of the first things I want you to do, as I mentioned, is to please share the video with your family, your friends, and everybody in your network, and to let them know that Want to Talk It Off is on right now. Sorry, guys. I'm having the inkling to rub my eyes, and I don't want to do that right now, okay? So give me a second. To avoid everything else that may come with rubbing your eyes, I really want to just go dig in there right now. Right. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Okay. So, like I said, I want you please to share the video for me and let everybody know that this happens every Monday at 7 p.m. Don't worry about the time. 7 p.m. we come on at Want to Talk It Off. And we talk about a whole bunch of different things. But this evening, I just wanted to share with you about Sandra Bland. And really, we really don't realize that many of these people, they only came to light because of the tragedy that occurred. But a lot of them are doing so many different things in their life. And I decided that, you know what, let me see a couple of these people, and the first name that I put in, hers just blew me out of the water, and that was Sandra Bland. Now let me just do this really quickly, and this is really just about Black Lives Matter. I know a lot of people are probably go like, oh Lord, here we go again, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, well, I'm a black woman. I have 2 black children, and even more so, I have a black son. All right, so I am going to be sharing that with you guys, and I want you to share the video if you don't mind. Please do that. I'm just heading up a little bit more here, so that when you do look for the video, you can actually see where it is, what it is, and what's happening with it. All right, and sharing to as many places as I can, and I really want you guys to do the exact same thing. All right, so let's continue now with Sandra Bland. And one of the first things that I came across with Sandra was she had almost like a video blog. It was called Sandra Speaks. And it was empowering not just young people, not just old people, everybody. She was beautiful, so inspirational, motivational, and just really doing her thing. And thank you guys really for coming on. I really do wish that sometimes I could see who is on with me on YouTube, but it's not. I'm still working through all of these things and still trying to figure out all of these things. So it would be good. All right. Right. So let me just post this here. I also post it to my story. So when I came across this, I don't even want to go into the history of it. I just want to share with you Sandra and what she was up to, and to let people know that there's so much more to the people that we see when we just see the front, the face. I went back and I kept watching the video because I was like, this is well, I shouldn't say a character, but this was a woman who, well, actually a woman of character, integrity, I dare say. And this, I said this based on just looking at her videos and different things that she was saying, and I wanted to share some of them with you here this evening. And I hope I can have enough volume on for you to hear them, because sometimes it comes across really low. But it's fantastic that she decided, and it wasn't something that she was doing just a few days or a few weeks or a few months before she passed in police custody. But it was something that she had been doing for quite a while, and let me just jump right into it to let you hear one of her videos. I'm going to see how far back I can go here. Let me see. I had one lined up, but then in all of this, I just quickly changed my mind and said, no, that's not the first one that I want to do. But this is one that she did while in her car. And forgive me if there's any profanity in there. So, yeah.
I hope you have a successful and prosperous day. Do what is necessary to establish your kingdom and queendom, and just be great. Go out there and be the greatest thing that you can, and I guarantee you it will turn your life around. Sandy Speaks. I hope you have...
That's right. Sandy Speaks. I shouldn't say Sandra Speaks. Sandy Speaks. Gotta get it right. And it's fantastic that she on almost every single one that she did, she made sure that she was encouraging people. She, on a number of occasions actually, she also pointed out when there were some crazy things going on in society. She encountered a lady one time that was being rude to customers and yelling at people and everything like that. And one thing she was pointing out, that it's a very quiet space, and she's very loud and distracting from everyone there reading their work and conversations, etc. She's harassing customers who buy their coffee. She's just talking about some of the bad things that are happening in society, and just really pointing out that, hey, listen, we can do way better. I'm just going to let you hear another one from Sandra Speaks. I love them. I love them. Yeah, she cusses every now and then. And one of them, she said, I'm sorry, I don't normally cuss when I'm doing Sandra Speaks, but she did. I guess it just had her hot in the head kind of thing.
You who can say, oh, the law doesn't see color, it doesn't see color because you ain't got no color in your skin. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn. We have to just stop isolating things over. We have to stop acting like they don't matter. And so Sandy is going to speak whenever I see something wrong. I'm going to call out racism wherever I see it. And this is what's in my car. You see that? That's a motorcycle in my car. God is so good. The man that flew over my car is standing right here. So, the human in me was a little upset, but the Christian and the God in me could not be mad about a material thing that could easily be replaced, and God's got something better in mind.
So she was in an accident, just in case you didn't hear it very well. She was actually in an accident, and apparently the motorcycle flew over her car. She actually came out and she filmed it and everything. So she was being grateful that she was alive. So every time you think about these things, God is so good. Why would she take her life? And people keep reiterating this. This is not, she did not commit suicide. It was not an accident. They're thinking that it's purpose work. We don't know. Nothing has ever really come of it. We will never ever know exactly what happened. The other thing is, in this video you just heard that Sandra said that she will always continue to speak out on racism whenever she sees it and wherever she can. And a lot of us need to do that too. I mean, we may not be able to do it on film. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those that will be walking around with my phone, click click. I just saw somebody do something weird and it was racist. I can't do that. It's just not in me. It's like if something is happening, can I help, or do I mind my own business? Sometimes you have to mind your own business, and sometimes you have to help. You got to weigh the pros and the cons of it. Now let me just share another one with you here with Sandra Speaks. This one I absolutely loved.
Today's Sandy Speaks is going to focus directly on my white people. White people. Yes, black people know that all lives matter. But what I need you guys to understand is that being a black person in America is very, very hard. Although you all love to say, oh, nobody should see race, people are the reason that racism is still alive. Well, what kind of people are the reason? Black racists have no power, whereas white racists do.
You heard that. They
have power because they are in positions of control, or they're in positions where they can influence the control over black people. Yes, that is very true. So to my friends who want to get on my videos and they're upset about the picture that I posted, oh well, I will not apologize for it, because at the moment, Black lives matter.
Yep.
They matter. Our media is showing you, obviously they don't. So for y'all that can sit around and say all lives matter, I want you to go put it on a poster and stand out on a corner somewhere. If we can get enough white people to show that all lives matter, maybe they'll stop killing our black brothers. Because obviously that's what it's going to take for the white people to get up and get tired of black people saying black lives matter. So if y'all want it to stop, you get out there and do something about it. But what you're not going to do is get on my page with the foolishness. I am not a racist. Today's Sandy Speaks is going to focus directly on my white people. How to deal with, and black people, you will not be successful in this world until you learn how to work with white people. But I want the white folks to really understand out there, black people are truly, we're doing as much as we can. And we can't help but get pissed off when we see situations where it's clear the black life didn't matter. Yeah. For those of you questioning why was he running away, well, goddamn. Because in the news that we've seen as of late, you could stand there, surrender to the cops, and still be killed. Plain and simple. You might have a black friend or two. And I'm not calling all white people racist, because y'all not. But for the ones who want to get on my page talking about all lives matter, show me in American history where all lives have mattered. Show me where there has been liberty and justice for all. Like that fucking Pledge of Allegiance we love to say.
Sorry.
Excuse my French, because Sandy Speaks don't usually cuss. But white people, if all lives mattered, would there need to be a hashtag for Black Lives Mattering? Think about that. Just truly think about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really, because, you know, guys know that I don't call any kind of bombs. And she apologized as well. So she apologized for me and for you, for the show. But yeah, so it just showed me how she was in her mid-30s, and it showed me how this young lady was really trying her best to fight racism and point out some of the real obvious things that we don't see in front of our eyes when it comes to racism. And here's the thing. She's not saying to do anything negative, and this is one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to feature this woman. I wanted to feature this queen, because she was actually focusing on, hey, listen, so how about you do this? How about you do that? And when we hear of the negative things that are going on in our society when it comes to racism, it's always, well, the protest, it's the boycott, it's all the negative things. And I completely agree with protests, because sometimes you need to be a lot more visible. And then with the boycotting, you need to be a lot more actionable for a number of the things that we are being suppressed. The oppression and the suppression is crazy. And I remember about 2 weeks ago, I was sharing with you guys that, listen, we talk about being able to own. And just yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine, and they had an issue, and they were going to dispose of real estate to cover a debt. And I'm like, nah, B, don't do that. Let's not get rid of the real estate to cover the debt. Let's cover the debt slowly but surely, and make sure that you maintain control of the real estate. Because when you get rid of the real estate to cover the debt, when you've covered the debt, what do you have? You're just debt free. And you've just paid all, it may sound, well, you gotta pay this. Yes, you pay it piece by piece and bit by bit. You hold on to your real estate and make sure that because your real estate is going to develop equity for you. Your real estate gives you somewhere that you can live when push comes to shove. Your real estate gives you a heritage and a legacy. Paying off the debt just pays off the debt. Sometimes you got to use our head. And who are you paying off the debt to? If you think about it really, really good. All right. I think somebody just waved and said hi or something like that. Hey, Sean, let me know if you want to come on screen with me and share your thoughts on what's going on in this society. Doesn't matter what your thoughts are. Okay. Well, it really does matter, kind of really matter. So anyhow, but thanks, cuz. And make sure you share the video, okay? Make sure you share this video this evening with everybody on your page, your profile, everywhere. All right. Now, when we, again, going back to being actionable and visible, Sandy Speaks was her way of being visible and actionable. And I looked at her arrest video, well, the body cam or dash cam or whatever it was. I can't say the arrest video because we don't see that. But I remember looking at that very, very, like, I think I probably looked at it like around 8 or 9 times. Just going back and forth. And, you know, I've never, God forbid if I ever get into that situation, but I've never been in a situation where I'm telling somebody, ow, I'm calling uncle, I'm crying, uncle, and you're not letting go. You're going to break my wrist, you're going to break my wrist. And he doesn't let up. But tells her that, you know, she should have done this, she should have done that. It's two sides to the coin of all of this that's going on. We only see quite often, we only see and hear the one side of it. One of my other colleagues, he posted about a gentleman, William Green, who was shot 7 times while handcuffed and buckled in with a seatbelt in the front of a squad car. 7 times. There's no kind of explanation. Unfortunately, it was a black officer who did it. So yes, he was, you know, he was charged and everything, a 2nd-degree murder or something. But you're wondering, what are you scared? Is this one of the reasons why you shoot first, ask questions later? You know, is this why you're carrying a gun to a knife fight? Because quite often we laugh when you say, well, look, carry a knife to a gunfight. That's really funny, right? But then what about the cheater who's carrying a gun to a knife fight? Okay? Now, it's unfortunate that the guy who was shot back in January, I think mid to the end of January, 7 times, buckled in, handcuffed, in front of a squad car. It was unfortunate that it was a black brother that did it. We don't know the circumstances. I don't know. I was trying to find out what the circumstances were of this that would cause this to happen. Even recently, when a guy for a DUI, he was shot. He was running away. We saw the entire thing. He was fighting with the police and whatever. Tried to take the taser. Crazy stuff. But it's also the flip side of then you see this happening with the white counterparts, and they don't die. And if they do die, the percentage is a vast difference. It's not marginal with the difference between the amount that die in police custody versus the black. They show so many funny videos of them. You know, recently everybody's coming up with we will not see the amount of white people that die in police custody. Well, yeah, that's because it's like few. You know, it's the amount of blacks that die in police custody is almost like a hunting range. It's almost a guarantee. I mean, it's not all of them that are dying, but come on, this is insanity here. So when I came across this encouraging piece from Sandra, Sandy Speaks, to me it was fantastic. It was beautiful. She left something behind that people can listen to and share and get some vibes off of it. You know, it was really, really good to see that. I'll let you hear another one just now. So, you see I'm not wearing my glasses? Isn't that great? Right. So let me just let you hear another one. I don't know what this one is. I didn't pick that one. So, let me make sure I got it here. I think I got to put this down right now. Now, you don't drink my water, okay? You leave my water right there. You don't drink my water. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Don't drink my water. All right. All right. So, hashtag Sandy. And you guys can find it. Hashtag Sandy Speaks. On Instagram. It's on Facebook. I put the glasses back on. So there are a number of videos with her, with Sandy Speaks. And again, the beautiful part that I like about it is that other people are now, they're keeping her alive. And also, George has a few as well, with Sandy Speaks. And we really appreciate that these people have been doing this and doing it for so long. I actually want to share, just bear with me. I just want to share this one real quick by George.
So, Big Floyd, man, say, man, I'm back at it, man. Workout game, getting back on up, man. You know, I went through some things, man. Had to bounce back, man. I'm just sharing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, people quick to count you out, man, but just so strict on counting you in. You know? One thing about old Floyd, man, I love the word.
He loves the
I
word.
ain't putting on, ask anybody that knows me, then they know me. You know, because, like, people be acting like they be scared to embrace God, worrying about what the next man gonna say and all that. Man, you better get down.
Yep, you better get down. So George was actually, I know I'm doing Sandy Speaks, but George was actually, they said he was turning his life around. So it's really interesting that when they say that he had different things in his system, some people are questioning it because they're wondering, well, hold on, he was on this path. Well, you know, he was on the path, but maybe he was, you know, he wavered a little bit. You know, just like how you've got the steps 1 through whatever it is with all the other anonymouses and so on. Everybody needs an opportunity, but that was no reason for him to be snuffed out. Absolutely no reason. So that was George Floyd. And I also heard that what's this guy? I believe that I remember his accuser's name. Not his accuser, the guy who shot him better than I remember his name. Oh my goodness. Not Tamar. Oh my, no, I got to do this really quickly. But his mom is running for office. Oh man, what's his name? Can any of you guys remember his name real quick? Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Trayvon Martin. So his mom is actually running for office, and she's saying initially she wasn't quite keen on being the voice for Trayvon, and obviously for others as well, because if you think about it, she can't just be the voice for one because now her son has passed, but her son was it wasn't the beginning. Her son was not the beginning of it all. It got more publicity, you know, Rodney King, we know from the 80s and even before that it was happening, and people, sometimes it was filmed and sometimes it wasn't filmed. In the 90s, for years now, people have been seeing what's been going on with blacks in police custody. And she said initially she did not want to be the voice for him, but after a while she realized, you know, this is what needs to happen. So being a federal employee, she eventually actually she was a part-time activist and then quit her federal job to then become a full-time activist, and now she is qualified, she says, to run for office. I can't wait to see what's the next step. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening, and really intrigued as to, you know, the progress of it all, and see how things change, see how things unfold. And all of this that's occurring, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be more control. The percentage of control is going to be higher with blacks at the top or anything like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It may just mean that less black people will be dying violently and not at the fault of anybody because of racism. Okay? We got to get our health together. And, you know, I am one who don't believe that, oh, this is your African Americans are prone to this, and blacks are prone to this, and Asians are prone to that, or whatever it is. And no, honestly, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. I really think it's whatever you put in. The same way, whatever you feed your mind is exactly what's going to be regurgitated. Well, the same thing with your body. Look, I'm fat, okay? The same thing you put into your body, that's exactly what's going to show up, okay? If you're putting stuff in that's going to mess with your skin, you will see it. If you're putting stuff in that's going to mess with your weight, you're going to see it. If you're putting stuff in that's just going to mess with your period, you will see it. So that was just an, oh, by the way, slight diversion, but we're back on track now. All right. So, so I would really like to see how things unfold. I know it's going to be a long journey. And like me, many other people are saying, well, how much longer? We have been doing this for, oh my goodness, forever. Why does it have to be like this? Well, there's good in the world and then there's evil in the world. And, well, why is there evil in the world? Why did God do it? Because he made us free to do as we please. He does not want to be the one controlling us. So if you are thinking, well, God can stop it, well, then you will say, well, who are you to do this? Then you're going to be messing up and saying, well, you know, well, God, you could have stopped this. And then if he stops it, then, I mean, you could just let me see. You didn't have to stop it so early. Just being crazy. But yeah. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we will have a higher percentage of control. Already you can see that when you have blacks competing against others, most of the times they are overachieving. Why are they overachieving? Because they've had to work so hard to make sure that all their T's are crossed and all their I's are dotted, so that when exam time or when test time came, they had to knock it out of the water. They just had to make sure that it was well done. Yeah, not everybody is doing that, but the ones who really do it, like we see, it was within the past 2 years, we had, well, the ones who were highlighted anyhow, a number of young people that would have acquired scholarships. One young lady, I think she received scholarships in the millions. The amount of money that she received, and then obviously she just had to make sure that she chose carefully. I mean, wow. Because of the excellence that she chose to go after. You had a guy who was accepted to, I mean, all the Ivy Leagues. And so it's if you think about being accepted into all of the Ivy Leagues, forget these scholarships. Let's just say that you could afford it. It is a rarity that, and you're not a genius. And when I say you're not a genius, you don't have an IQ that you know, sends you to the moon. You are just above average. But you have buckled down and made sure that and your parents have done the same thing, making sure that you are in this straight and narrow and making sure that you focus on getting things done. Now, I'm talking, but I got to remind you guys to please share this video. I really appreciate you sharing the video. It's one to talk it off. And if you want to come on screen with me and share your thoughts with me, and I hope that I have enabled that, because sometimes you really forget this. I didn't have it. Okay, so there you go. So now you guys can request to be in the video. Right, so your parents helped you to focus. And some people were without. We've had a couple of people who were homeless that still received their scholarships or were accepted into some great schools. We had a few people, I think 2 people, last year in the year in front that were accepted into all the Ivy League schools, and or 5 of the Ivy League schools or something to that effect. But it was phenomenal, enough for CNN and some other people to share it. So it's just when it's almost like you're always the underdog. So you always have to push and push and push and hustle and hustle and hustle. You know, no, I'm not calling myself an underdog. I just think that I'm the epitome of all things. I'm just kidding. If I was, I wouldn't be here, right? But listen. So I remember, and it still happens, you know, because I'm hustling. And I remember being told, you know, focus on one thing at a time. That's true. I can do that. But if I focus on one thing at a time, I'll only be getting one thing at a time. And if that one thing at a time percentage is not enough to cover my 100%, then, you know, I'll be like trying to figure out what next when it's done. So you must be able to multi-focus, multitask, and see what gets done. And I always say, because, you know, I'm doing the writing, I'm doing the poetry, I'm doing this, I'm working 2 jobs, I'm doing my kids, I'm doing the whole, I can do hair, I can do makeup, I can do whatever it is I want. I'm looking to do body butters and lip balms. I'm working on my lip gloss, still working on it. All these kind of things. And people go like, well, why don't you just focus on you know, one thing? Now, let me just pull up the lady that said, I'm a diva. I am a diva. I am a diva. You know that girl? That lady? Beyonce? So she's done writing, she's done perfumes, she's done clothing, she's done cosmetics. No, she hasn't done cosmetics. She's done music, she's done acting. So she's done entertainment. And outside of entertainment, she's done literary, and she's done fashion, and she's done the mom thing, and she's done producing, and she's done a number of different things. And it's paid off. Connections work. Connections count. Nobody's complaining. Why is it that we want our others to just settle in and not really spring out? Why do we want to do that to each other? Just the 1 or 2 that's just going to ping ping, just the 1 or 2. Why isn't it that all of us can't do it? Why can't we just work together to make sure that this happens? Because if you think about, if all of us work together to really make sure that this happened, do you know how phenomenal we would be? Do you know how phenomenal the network and the support and everything that we have? Do you know how amazing that would be? I mean, like, people would probably be asking every single black person you know for advice. How did you do that? Oh, I got my brother's help. How did you do that? Oh, my sister helped me out. How did you do that? Oh, you know, I'm a co-worker. You know, and all of us are seeing melanin. It would be amazing. And then the melanin would disappear because your network has now expanded into this amazing rainbow that it doesn't really even matter, because everybody is no longer seeing the melanin. They're really just seeing the ability. That is the phenomenal part of it. So we can just start by supporting each other in everything that we do, and helping each other along as much as we can. The positivity. And positivity just means, hey, have a good day, brother. Make sure you keep your chin up. It's a little bit more than that. It's more like, you know, how can I help you? What do you need? Call me. Let me help you smile. You don't feel like smiling today? Call me. Let's hang out. Well, COVID says we can't hang out, but we can still hang out. We can still hang out. Things are opening up. All right. You know, like, you know, my cousin is on here. He actually helped me so amazingly. My uncles helped me. Okay, so that's family. Okay, let's put family aside. Let's put family aside. I had 2 people when I was starting my business before COVID said shut down, actually just chipped right in and helped me out a lot. I mean, they helped me out as much as they could, and then, you know, things had to change. But my family helped me out. If we can just help each other, just being able to say, what do you need? How much? If you can. When? I'll be there. Come on. You know that we can. You know that we can. We just choose not to because we're just so selfish. We're just plain old selfish. And you know, I always quote this: Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and anyone that loveth is born of God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So, beloved, let us love one another. And that's 1 John 4, verse 7 and 8. If you want to look it up, go look it up. We talk about so many things in the Bible, but when we talk about love, man, love, but we're not able, you know, love is an action item. It's a do. You have to demonstrate it. If you want to feel it, you got to demonstrate it. It feels so good. It feels really, really, really good. And I want you guys to share it as much as possible. And I want you to share this video. Network. Share this video with as many people as you can. As many, I'm going to break my thing. As many platforms as you can share this video. Please share it. Like I said, you know, I want to give you one more Sandra Speaks, because I just thought it was really fantastic to see and hear her do that. It was really fantastic. Let me look for them and get them for you. Oh, by the way, I also saw that Zimmerman, he called the police because somebody punched him because he was talking about when he shot Trayvon. And apparently he wasn't talking about it like, I'm so sorry I did that. That's not how he was talking about it. So somebody punched him and he called the police on that person, and apparently nothing came of it. Yeah. Alright, did I play this one? I can't remember if I did.
I hope you have a successful and prosperous day.
I did.
Do what is necessary to establish your kingdom and queendom, and just be great. Go out there and be the greatest thing that you can, and I guarantee you it will turn your life around.
I played that one already. I'm looking for the others. Maybe I didn't open the right page today. But I found so many of them that I just really wanted to share them with you guys.
Today is Sandy.
Nope, that's not it. I'm sorry, guys. I had like 3 of them lined up, and I'm not seeing them anymore. But you can always look for it yourself. You will be able to find them. Just search for Sandy Speaks or Sandra Speaks, and you'll find her. All right.
It's time, y'all. It's time.
I didn't preview this one.
This
so I'm
thing
sorry.
that I'm holding in my hand, this telephone, this camera, it is quite powerful. Social media is powerful. We can do something with this. It's time, y'all. It's time. This thing that I'm holding in my hand, this telephone, this camera, it is quite powerful. Social media is powerful. We can do something with this. It's time.
Yep. And quite a few people are doing something with it, making sure that they are spreading the word about what's going on recording it, letting the world know that this craziness has to stop one way or the other. But we also have to make sure that we work together and that we support each other and that we are able to build each other up. You know, I've seen the videos of people in line in the supermarket, and then somebody pays for somebody else's groceries. And, you know, I didn't know that was a thing. But you probably have done it. You saw somebody put back 2 or 3 items. I'm like, okay, so they clearly can't afford it. You know what? Just add it to my stuff. You go ahead. My problem with it is when people film it. Look, so this lady was just, or this guy was, or this kid was just about to put some stuff back, but I couldn't let her do that. I had to let her know, you know what? God is good. Yeah, you don't got to film it, though. You don't got to film it. Just let it go. Just, you know, and I'll tell you, if you just do it, that person's going to remember that forever. You don't have to record it. It's recorded, just not on the cell phone. It's recorded. All right. Well, this has been One to Talk It Off. I thank you guys for joining me, and I really appreciate you staying with me, as well as for sharing the video by these little things right here. These little things. I want you to share the video. Subscribe to my page, please, guys, on Instagram, on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram. It's Kareen Carlton. On Instagram, it's the C2 Project on YouTube, and it's cc.kareencarlton. I'll put it all in there on Facebook. So, Want to Talk It Off. Thank you guys once again for coming on and sharing with me. I really appreciate it. And again, just make sure that you share this video. One, two, talk it off. Say 1, 2, 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 talk it off now. Hey. Oh wait, guys. I'm gonna be having. Wait, hold on now. I gotta bring this down a little bit. Hold on. All right. So before things go too far left, I gotta remember that I'm gonna be having 2 musicians join me at the end of the month, Arturo Tappan and Papa San, to talk a little bit about the history of music when it comes to gospel music, as well as when it comes to jazz music. So yeah, join me next week, 7 o'clock, Want to Talk It Off. Make sure you join me. Bye-bye, guys, and share the video.